Oh, yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So before we start this morning, I'd like to acknowledge traditional owners of the lands on which we all meet and engage, and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. I am on Wodjaballak country in West Victoria, and I pay my respects to the mobs of this land. Now, I'll stop the sharing. Oh, I've got a couple of people in there. So Ellie is on. I believe this is all
Good
working.
morning, everyone. I'm coming to you from the lands of the Dharawal mob around Sydney and the Illawarra, and coming to you live from our local tradies with my local Northern Illawarra Neighbourhood Association group. So we'll be doing about a half an hour, 40-minute chair yoga session this morning. Please work along at your own pace. I'll try and give some modifications for things as we go. But really, it's just about working within the intelligence of your own body, doing what feels accessible to you, not pushing things too far, and just enjoying as much as possible. So we'll get started. Got a nice sturdy chair, and if you're able to take your shoes and your socks off, particularly if you're following along at home, then that gives us some good feedback through our feet, which makes it easier for the feet to work. So as we usually do in these sessions, we're going to begin with a minute or so of meditation, a mindfulness meditation and insight meditation, where we're focusing on our breath. So to begin with, we want to set up a good posture. So just pay attention to how you're sitting in your chair. Can you feel the contact of both sitting bones on the seat of the chair? Can you feel the contact of both feet onto the floor? And does that contact feel even? Or, is one foot off to the side? Is one foot turning out? Even have a look down at your feet and just make sure that they look even as they're placed on the floor. You're going to extend up through the spine to the crown of the head so that the spine's lifted and we've got space around our chest and our abdomen for the breath to move in and out of. And just allowing the hands to rest comfortably, either on the lap or they can dangle to the sides if that feels more comfortable for you. Shoulders down out of the neck. Make sure the back of the neck is long, and now just close your eyes. Let the face soften, and feeling that contact, feet to the floor, sitting bones to the chair. Now, we're going to begin to turn our attention in, focusing on the breath. And the breath is basically divided into two parts, the inhalation or the rising, and the exhalation or the falling. So as you breathe in, as you inhale, can you notice the movement of the breath? Perhaps you feel that sensation in the abdomen. Perhaps you feel it in the lower ribs or somewhere in the chest. No right or wrong way to breathe. We're just simply observing. Likewise with the exhalation, can you notice the falling or the dropping sensation? So just tuning in now and seeing if you can observe where that breath is felt. Observing the two parts of the breath, the rising, breathing in, and the falling, breathing out. Just stay with that. See if you can keep your attention focused on the breath. Now, what you might notice as we are aiming our attention or trying to focus on the breath is that we're not really able to do that for very long or with very much continuity. Other things start to come in. Perhaps it's thoughts, perhaps it's other sensations, other feelings, perhaps it's sounds in the environment around you. When you notice those things, that your attention is being drawn away from the breath, as quickly as possible, see if you can pick that up and just simply shift your attention back to the breath, the rising and the falling. So in a sense, we're training the mind like a muscle in the same way that we exercise our physical body. We're training our attention to stick and work in one place, and that takes practice. And this is actually something that you can practice yourself at home. Even 5 minutes a day, you'll start to really notice the difference in the the pliability of your mind, or the ability of your mind to stay with one object, in this case, to stay with the breath. But for now, we're just going to open our eyes, bring our attention back into our body, and release our arms down to the side. Just check your posture again. We want to make sure that we're sitting upright, and bring the palms together in front of you and pressing the palms together so that you get some sensation through the arms, but also into the chest. So we're using that press of the hands to access the chest. And now extending those hands forward. So as you extend them out in front of you, see if you can keep the pressure between the palms of the hands and drawing them back in. And you'll notice as the hands go further away from you, it gets harder to keep that pressing, to keep that activation going up to the vertical, and then drawing the hands back down. And we're going to turn over our right, pressing the palms together, keeping the feet pressing into the floor, back to the center, and across to the left, and back to the center. And release the hands. Now we're going to interlock the fingers. So right down to the webbing, and push the palms away from you. So we're spreading across the palms of the hands. As you do that, careful the shoulders don't ride up. Keep the shoulders down, the elbows squeezing in, and extend the arms up, or leave them out in front of you, just extending through the arms. And release. I'm going to change the interlock over. So you've got one finger on top. Now you're going to change it so that the other finger's on top. And again, extend the arms away from you. You know, if it's too much load to lift the arms up above shoulder height, just keep pressing them forward. But you can turn the palms up towards the ceiling, and see if you can get those elbows squeezing in towards each other, shoulders down. And release. Now, extend down through the fingertips, palms facing towards each other, out through the arms, and bring the hands up to shoulder height. And here we're going to turn the palms, so the palms are facing upwards, and either staying there and extending, or bringing the arms up, reaching for the ceiling, and back down the way we came. So opening out to the side, turning the palms down, and back down by our sides. Let's do that one more time. Extend down, turn the palms, bring the arms all the way up, and out to the side, and all the way back down again. And let's get the shoulders working in the other plane now. So we're going to swing the arms forward, palms facing towards each other, all the way up to the ceiling, and just let them float down to the side. As you bring your arms forward, you can also lean forward on the chair, bring the spine forward, press into the feet, and sitting upright, letting the arms release down to the side. Great. So now let's come to our feet. So extending your right foot out. You can rest the back of the heel on the floor. If you'd like it to be a bit more challenging, press this left foot down and lift the right leg up away from the floor. Let's get some movement through the ankles. So pointing the toe, drawing the toes back towards you, really curling the toes right back, extending to the heel, and some rotations. So turn the ankle outwards and also inwards, and place it back on the floor. Let's go to the other side. So either resting the heel or lifting the heel and pointing right through to the toe, flexing right through to the heel, curl the toes back. And even as we're working with the legs, still pay attention to your posture. So sitting tall and just easy, soft breath. Turn the foot in and back out the other way, and place it back on the floor. Good. So now we're going to catch hold of our shin. So interlock your fingers, hold onto the shin, and draw that leg up towards you. Now, if you're feeling a bit restricted in that movement, instead put the hands behind the thigh, and you can draw the leg up that way. Pulling that leg up towards the chest and sitting tall. So try to bring your ribs back towards the thigh. That's it. And from here, we're going to extend the arms out to the side and extend the leg forward. Sit tall, extend up to the crown of the head, extend out to your fingertips, extend to the heel, and bringing it down. So that really starts to work the top of that thigh there. On the other side, catching hold of the shin or behind the thigh, draw the leg in towards you. It helps if you press this other foot down into the floor so that you can sit up tall and bring the ribs in. Extend the arms out to the side and extend the leg out. Just at the height that's comfortable for you. It might be down here, you might be able to get it right up and release. So come back to the first side again. Press the back of the heel down into the floor. One hand on the thigh, other hand on top. Now, this leg is as straight as possible with sliding down the leg towards the toes. Maybe you can hold on to your shin. Maybe some of you can catch hold of the foot and draw the toes back towards you. And extend the chest forward to look forward. We're not trying to curl towards the ground, long spine. And up we come. And now we're going to pick this leg up and place it across the other. So an alternative to this one, if you're restricted in the hip, is just to cross the legs over normally, or even if that's too tricky, just cross over at the ankle. And reach forward, so extend your hands out at shoulder height, press that foot down into the floor and extend forward. You should start to feel this one a little bit through the hip area. And up you come. And now we're going to turn in towards that leg. So take the opposite arm across and press the back of the hand or the back of the arm into the leg. Sit up tall. And as you exhale, inhale. As you exhale, turn. Even let the eyes go with the turn, let the head go with the turn. And then slowly release back to the center. That one isn't a good one if you've just had a lot of cake. Should have pre-warned you. And then across to the other side. So are we? One heel out, one hand on top of the other, and sliding down the leg. Reaching forward with the chest, looking forward. Hold on to the shin or onto the foot. Press the other foot down into the floor. And up we come. And then taking that leg across, whichever way you can. Press the foot into the floor, extend the arms out straight, and forward we go. Reach forward with the hands. And it's like you're looking past the fingers. That's it. And up we come. And an opposite arm to leg that's on top. Inhale, extend up to the crown of the head. As you exhale, turn in towards that leg. Good. And slowly release back to the front. And take that foot back to the floor. So again, plant the feet down. Make sure you've got a bit of width between the feet. You don't want them right together here. So, I don't know, about a foot apart. And now we're going to slide both hands over the knees, all the way down the shins. Let the back of the neck lengthen. Let your back soften across the back waist, across the back ribs. And just a few slow, soft breaths here. Full inhalation, breathing into the back of the chest. And full exhalation, letting the chest soften. Just a couple more breaths like that. And then very slowly rolling, pressing into the feet and rolling yourself back up to sitting. And then let's sit back on the chair a little bit so that your back is right against the backrest of the chair. And we're going to take the feet a little wider here. So the toes are turned out to the side. And just adjust the feet so that you can feel like if you wanted to, you could press the feet down and stand up off the chair. So you want to have the feet engaged, pressing down into the floor. Good. And extend the arms out to the side. And we're going to go over towards the right. So we're going to rest our forearm on the thigh and extend the top arm all the way over. Now turn your hand so it's facing towards the floor. And now turn that side of the body up towards the ceiling and look up towards the ceiling. and then up you come. And we'll do the same on the other side. Okay, supporting ourselves on our forearm, turning the palm so it's facing the floor, so it's a nice straight arm, and turning that slide up towards the ceiling. Press into the feet, press into the forearm, and up we come. Good. So now we're going to shuffle over a little towards the left so that the back of our right leg is on the floor, on the chair. That's not the floor. And extend the other leg out to the side. So at the moment, I'm still facing towards the front. I've got one leg out straight and that leg supported on the chair. Extend the arms out to the side. You're going to start by just dipping down towards the back leg. Extend to the fingertips, lift the front arm up, pressing into the feet, and back up to the center and across the other way. So here, the easier option is to support yourself on your forearm. If you want to extend it a little, you can reach down with those fingertips and see if you can touch the floor. Good. So now we've got one line from the back heel all the way through to the fingertips. Now press into the feet to bring yourself back up. And then let's move across to the other side. So shifting. Now the back of the left thigh on the chair and the right foot extended out to the side. Now, this leg might be a little bit bent, but try and press that foot into the floor. But we're also looking to see if we can extend that back leg. Great. Extend the arms, dipping down towards the back leg. Good. Yes, this one's quite opening on the hips, and then across to the other side. Extending the arm down if it's there for you, or supporting yourself on the forearm if not, and up you come and release. Now we're going to go back to the first side again, but this time turn yourself right around so you're sitting side saddle on your chair and hold on to the backrest of the chair. Now we're going to take the front leg and hang it off the front of the chair, so you might need to shuffle forward a little bit, but still holding onto the back of the chair for support. And here too, we want to bring the knee so it's facing right towards the floor and tuck the back foot under. If you can get the toes pressing into the floor, so you could basically stand up a little off the chair. Good. And now we're going to lean forward with the trunk, with the spine, press into the front foot. From here, slide the back leg back a little. That really challenges the length through that left front thigh. Extend the arm forward. Now press both feet into the floor and see if you can sit up a little. Lifting the fingertips up towards the ceiling, containing the abdomen in. And release. Release your arm and release your leg. Sitting back on the chair. And now we're going to turn all the way around to the other side. And again, making sure you've got a good purchase on the backrest of the chair. Shuffling forward so you can drop that front leg over and press the feet down. Now, extending forward, hinging at the hips, extending the spine forward. Slide that back leg back, toes tucked under, extend to the heel. Extend your arm forward. Now press into the feet and lifting the trunk up, draw the abdomen back, lift the chest, shoulder blades down the back, and then slowly releasing, sitting back on the chair and turning yourself back to the front. So now we're going to do a little bit of work standing on our feet. So if stability is an issue for you, if you're worried that you might lose your balance, then take a second chair or work into a wall. So you have one chair to sit on and then one chair to hang on to. So what we're going to do now is the classic chair yoga pose, Utkatasana, or chair pose. So shuffle forward so that you're sitting more towards the front ledge of the chair. Now you want your heels directly underneath your knees, so not tucked back like this, also not out in front of you. So the heels are directly underneath the knees and sitting tall. So now we're going to hinge forward. And what we're going to do is transfer our weight onto our feet and come up to standing slowly. So pressing the feet down, driving up through the legs. And this is where, if you know, a second chair can come in handy. Also, if your legs aren't feeling so strong today. And then we're going to sit back down again. So we hinge at the hips, we lean forward and aim with your sitting bones back onto the edge of the chair. It's a simple movement, but it's quite demanding. Do you want to get another chair for in front? Good. So let's try that again. We're leaning forward, pressing into the feet. See if you can have a smooth transition standing up and a smooth transition sitting back down again. Aim with the sitting bones. You know, and if you're using a walker, you could like have the walker in front and also do that. But this is good practice for everyday skills, going from sitting to standing. We're going to do it one more time, but this time I want you to really pay attention. Have a look down at your feet. Are they both pointing in the same direction? Often we've got one leg turns out to the side. So get your toes and your feet pointing in the same direction. Now, as you lean forward, as you bring your weight onto the feet, can you press both feet equally? So press them down, slowly driving up through the legs. And we're looking for a smooth movement back down. Bend the knees are tracking over the toes, aim with the sitting bones, and touchdown. Yeah, okay, that's enough of that. We will come up to standing now. So now you're going to hold on to the back of a chair. So you're sitting on your chairs, just move around the back and hold on to the back of the chair. If you're not standing up onto your feet, we'll do some modifications. So we're going to start by standing on your right foot and just a light toe touch with your left foot. So we're really balancing on that one leg and holding on. So if you're sitting down on the chair, instead you've got one leg out in front of you and we're just trying to lift that heel a little off the ground. Good. So balancing, toe tip on the ground. Now see if you can keep your crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Now try and lift that back leg up a little bit. So it really asks you to work the back of the thigh there, up towards the buttock crease, lifting the heel up. So if you're sitting down, you can just practice lifting one heel off the ground and then the other. Good. And now this time we're going to bring that leg all the way up. And as we do that, we can tip the spine forward, bring the chest towards the chair. You don't have to go as far as I'm going. It can be a much smaller angle. And back down again. Let's change sides. So standing on our left foot, touching with the right toes, crown of the head up towards the ceiling, pressing down through that left foot and now lifting the other leg up, seeing if you can lift the heel up away from the floor a few times. And then bringing the chest down and the heel up. It's like a seesaw. And releasing. Good. So now we're going to stand sideways and hold on to our chair. And we're going to balance on the left foot and bring the right foot up the side of the leg. So it might be down low on the lower leg. You might be able to get the foot up high on the thigh. And if you're sitting down, you can do the same thing. So one leg out in front of you and see if you can pull the other leg in towards you a little and use your hands to help you. So grab hold of that leg and just see if you can pull it up the leg a little. If you can't grab it with your hand, just slide it up a little. That's it. Good. So finding your balance, and then you can see, do you need the chair? Can you take one hand off the chair? Can you take two hands off the chair? Extend the arms up. Good. And release. Let's try that on the other side too. So standing on your right leg, left leg up. Really press your standing foot down into the floor, stand tall, and just see if you can find your balance, test it out. Even just take the hand, just hover it off the chair a little. Great. And if your balance is there, you can take the arms up. Usually one leg's easier than the other. Great. Okay, and release. Okay, let's come back down to sitting again. You can sit facing forward here. I'm just sitting sideways to show the spine movement. So again, your feet are underneath your knees. We're going to hook the hands over the fronts of the knees and draw the navel back. So we're making a curl, a curve with the back, chin down towards the chest, pulling on the knees to curve through the spine. And pulling on the knees to sit back up. And take the hands to the seat of the chair behind you, press down through the arms, and we're going to arch the back the other way. So lifting the chest up, especially for this first one, keep your chin tucked in towards your chest, draw your shoulder blades in, but lift the chest up towards the ceiling. And then release back to a neutral back. Let's do that one more time. Hold on to the front of the knees, concave back, draw the navel back, tuck the chin in, and back to sitting. Hands to the backrest of the chair. Really press down through the hands. So you're driving up through the arms into the chest. Lift the chest. If you'd like to take this a little further, you can also press into the feet and really lift the hips up. Draw the back thighs up towards the buttock crease, keeping the chin tucked in, and release back down. And sitting back onto the chair. So sit with your back right back against the backrest of the chair into comfortable position. Make sure the feet are in contact with the floor. Little bit of width between the feet. And now bring your right arm over and make contact with the side of your head. Extend down through the other arm. Extend right down to the fingertips. Now very gently draw the ear towards the shoulder so that you get a nice length. Nice opening down through that side of the neck. The more you extend down through the opposite arm, the better stretch you'll get. And release. And the other side. Flat hand onto the head just above the ear. Extend down to the fingertips. Draw the ear across. Very good. Take your head the other way. Yep. And release. And let's interlock the hands, take them behind the head. Make sure that the back of your neck is long, bring the elbows in. And now we're just going to lean back and arch the back a little over the backrest of the chair, keeping the elbows in close, keeping the chin tucked in towards the chest, leaning back a little and up. And then just place the hands either on the lap or dangle them at your side, whatever's more comfortable. And we'll just finish with some relaxation. So closing your eyes. Let the face soften. So let the forehead be soft, soft around the jaw, soft around the throat. Let the shoulders release down, soft through the arms. Let the legs relax fully, the thighs, the lower legs, the feet. And really start to smooth out the breath now. So it's a slow, soft inhalation and a full exhalation. So it's a little bit longer than an everyday kind of a breath. As we breathe in, we're really encouraging the breath to make a full contact with the inner surface of the chest, inside the rib cage, the front ribs, the side ribs, but also the back ribs. And as you exhale, let everything soften. Let the shoulders release, let the chest soften, let the abdomen soften. But just a few more breaths like that. Nice, slow, smooth, even breath. When you exhale, really follow that exhalation all the way through to the end of the out breath before you take your next inhalation. As you inhale, See if you can observe the top of the inhalation or the very end of the inhalation before it releases into the exhalation. Just one more cycle of breath, one more inhalation, slow, soft, smooth, and exhalation. And now just slowly opening your eyes. Bring your hands together in front of you and rub the palms of the hands together quite actively so that you create some warmth, some heat between the hands. And then closing the eyes and placing the palms of the hands over the eyes and the forehead, feeling that warmth, the relaxing effect of the warmth from your palms. And release. And thank you, everybody. Well done. That concludes our yoga session for today. Great to have you all at home, and great to see everybody here in person. Thanks, Alicia. Thanks, everybody. Give yourselves a clap.
Thanks, Ellie. Great session as always. Thank you.